Welcome to the Invest Yukon Pavilion here at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference, hosted by Jay Martin. My name is Ann Lewis, and I'm the Executive Director of Yukon Mining Alliance Invest Yukon. It's my pleasure to welcome you in here this morning and to be able to kick off our show. If you're not familiar with Yukon Mining Alliance, we represent the leaders in exploration, development, and production in the Yukon Territory. Since 2009, we have been collaborating to connect investors with the competitive advantages and opportunities in the Yukon. It's been a pretty exciting almost 15 years of doing this, and we've done it nationally and internationally. And of course, we host events in Yukon where we get to bring the investment community in as well. A big shout out to Jay Martin, Isabel, Ali, and their entire crew for all of their efforts in bringing us here together. We hope you got a chance to go to the main stage for welcome remarks this morning and kick off the show. And make sure you take the opportunity to visit when you're not in here with us. I also want to point out my team that is here from Yukon Mining Alliance, Bonnie Dixon and Olivia Thompson. Thank you guys for your efforts here. Important people to keep your eye on. They have the tickets for the coffee cart as well as for our reception this afternoon. And if you need anything else while you're in here, make sure you touch base with them. So the next 2 days, you're pretty much going to learn everything you need to know about Yukon mining without actually coming to Yukon. We'll start off today focusing on critical minerals, and then tomorrow what we're famous for, gold and precious metals. So please make sure you grab an agenda. We have them here on the tables and out along what we call the Klondike Trail. So all the companies, 15 of which from the Yukon, are from start to finish right there. So you can check in with them. I know you're going to be pretty diligent about being with me constantly for the next 2 days, and I'm really looking forward to that. But I also want to spill the secret a little bit on why Yukon. There's 5 reasons that we think Yukon is one of the best places to invest. It starts with our gold rush history and our geological endowment. If you know anything about Yukon, you know that we're famous for the Klondike Gold Rush. We just passed our 125th anniversary of that. That endowment is what set the stage. It's at the foundation of our culture and history in the Yukon, and it has supported our economy for that 125 years. What has been exciting and a change over that 125-year period is the diversification that we have seen. So the gold rush was followed by a silver rush, and now very exciting and significant critical minerals across the territory. We've seen a proven path to production. So when I stood here back in 2014, which was the first time we put this on, I could tell you all about the amazing juniors that were in the territory, and there were quite a few. What I couldn't tell you about was any producers at the time. Since then, we have had producing mines, the largest gold mine in Yukon history, Victoria Gold, and the Keno Hill Silver District, which was Alexco and then purchased by Hecla. In that time, we have also seen almost all of the majors move into the Yukon, both investing in the junior companies, demonstrating their support for the management teams, the geology of Yukon, and then taking strategic positions themselves. We think that these companies are leaders in the sector, and they have demonstrated that time and time again. Every company you see along the Klondike Trail just out there has added ounces or pounds, has advanced their projects significantly in the past decade. So follow their stories. You'll hear from all of them over the next 2 days. You'll either hear corporate presentations, or what we're really excited about as well is our CEO thought leader panels. So we've got great moderators that will chat with them about where their companies are at, but importantly about where the sector is at and how they're responding as junior companies in it today. Another key part, our fourth advantage in the Yukon, is ESG leadership. ESG has been a very big conversation in the last few years, but ESG is actually at the foundation of Yukon mining. Our industry was the Klondike Gold Rush was founded by an Indigenous woman, Kate Carmack. We've got incredible support and partnerships in Yukon from industry to all levels of government. Which leads me to the best advantage of Yukon, our progressive partnerships. We are second to none when it comes to collaboration, to working together, and to get things done. The Yukon is kind of the Goldilocks answer. It's just the right size where you can connect with who you need to connect to when you need to and move things forward. And the best example of this is our partnership with the Government of Yukon and the Department of Economic Development. So to follow me and to emphasize that point, I'm very pleased to welcome our Premier, the Honourable Ranj Pillai, to offer remarks.
Thank you for the introduction, Anne, and for inviting me to speak today. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we gather here today on the unceded traditional territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. Again, it's fantastic to be here with all of you at the Invest Yukon Pavilion. And I want to take a moment to thank Anne and just talk a bit about partnership. It has been an incredible opportunity to work with Yukon Mining Alliance and their team, and I thank them for giving us an opportunity to partner today and to share a message off the opportunities in the Yukon and the great work they've done. This is I've had the opportunity for the last starting about 8 years ago to come and take part in this, and I always appreciate the opportunity to come and share our story from the Yukon. I also want to acknowledge that John Stryker, our Minister of Mines, is here with me today, and he'll be here for the next couple of days. But I also want to point out that our Leader of the Official Opposition, Currie Dixon's here. And I'll tell you why that's important. Because you're not going to find another jurisdiction, I don't think, in this country, where you're going to see folks from different political parties all here together today, because we truly believe that the industry and partnership in this industry is more important than political ideology. We see the opportunity, and it's incredible in front of us. The Yukon boasts a rich tapestry of mineral resources and a thriving mining industry. Throughout the next 2 days at the Pavilion, you'll discover the vast potential that the Yukon holds. That from information on critical minerals to innovative projects that align with both sustainable development and economic prosperity. You will learn more about key reasons to invest in the territory, including our rich geological endowment, our established mining processes, the leaders in the industry who work in the Yukon, the importance we place on partnerships and collaboration, and our strong commitment to economic reconciliation. While our territory is famous for gold, the Yukon's expansive geology continues to reveal a diverse range of significant deposits, with large areas still waiting to be explored. We have over 3,000 identified mineral occurrences, including 25 of 31 minerals defined as critical by the Government of Canada. The potential, along with our reputation as a world-class mining jurisdiction, make us well-positioned to contribute to the development of critical minerals industry in Canada and enhance global supplies through exploration, supply chain development, and extraction. As the Yukon's mining industry continues to expand, we are becoming a significant jurisdiction in supporting a greener economy worldwide. In the last 2 years, in addition to Hecla's acquisition of Alexco Resource Corporation, the Yukon has seen over $251 million in equity financing, with a portion of these coming from seniors B2 Gold, Rio Tinto, and Mitsubishi Materials. And those investments, and off those investments, we're pleased to see Rio Tinto announce an additional $6 million investment late last year into the Western Copper and Gold Casino project. We saw a substantial increase in the number of quartz and placer claims staked compared to 2022. And Natural Resources Canada's most recent forecast for mineral exploration and deposit appraisal spending in the Yukon is over $160 million for 2023. Their latest estimates show us that in 2022, moving to over $185 million, over $185 million was spent on exploration and deposit appraisal. And again, we are looking forward to the continuation in this strong trend. Our government's building relationships with the capital markets, junior and senior mining companies, foreign governments, and media. Last year, we made connections at the Deutsche Gomez, Critical Minerals Day, and Resourcing Tomorrow in London, Precious Metals Summit, Beaver Creek, Denver Gold Forum, Prospectors and Developers Association of Canada, PDAC, AME Resources, and of course, Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. And I also had the opportunity to lead business and industry delegations to Japan and India to promote economic opportunities in the Yukon, followed by a mission to Frankfurt and London. We met with UK and European governments and key leaders in the mining industry, emphasizing the importance of collaboration and innovation, as well as the necessity of First Nations involvement. We're committed to supporting the development of mining in the Yukon And this includes dedicated resources of new infrastructure, which is a fundamental factor in promoting sustainable mining development and further elevates the Yukon as a prime investment jurisdiction. We continue to deploy funds from the Yukon Resource Gateway program, which has allocated approximately $500 million into road infrastructure. And because of this program, I'm happy to say that the road connecting the existing Free Gold Road with the Klondike Highway is now open. We continue to work with the municipality of Skagway, Alaska, to ensure that Yukon mining companies have access to ore export infrastructure through the port for decades to come. Some of the other areas we're investing in is the completion in 2024 of a fiber optic network with a $100 million investment, which will connect all of Canada's north. Very significant project, just about 800 kilometers of fiber, 1,100 water crossings going under the Mackenzie Delta. That project's about to close. A $250 million going into our international airport in Whitehorse, and bridges now over $160 million in just one project that we're doing to ensure access through the Alaska Highway. I also have been able to hear directly from industry about the importance of access to secure, adequate, clean energy for project development. On average, about 90% of Yukon's energy needs are met using hydroelectric power, with a target of 93% renewable sources by 2030. But long-term energy requirements are a key focus, and we're exploring the possibility and now working closely with the BC government on an electrical grid connection. This project could be a key part of Yukon maintaining high levels of renewable energy moving into the future. And we're looking at a clean energy partnerships with First Nation governments to support the transition to a greener and more sustainable economy. These investments in strategic infrastructure have the potential to unlock many opportunities for the Yukon and our investors. With all this movement, we're confident that 2024 will be a positive year for mining in the Yukon, and I look forward to engaging with each of you during the next 2 days. And I hope you will join us for this upcoming panel today. And again, thank you to the Yukon Mining Alliance, and thank you for always doing a tremendous job. Cambridge House for the continued collaboration with the Government of Yukon and your efforts in organizing the Yukon Pavilion once again. Thank you and enjoy your day.